The security challenges also, the spate of attacks, just the recent one at that. Well, Mr. Chris Moghalu joins us now. He's a security consultant. Thank you for coming on this morning.
You're welcome, thank you.
You know, when we hear people say, look, this circumstance is peculiar to Nigeria, and when you get it elsewhere, it's completely different, and so don't compare one crime to the other. You think they have a point when they say that?
Well, they might have a point, but that is not the point. The point is that we've had a series of attacks now in Nigeria. And the question you guys have asked, I think the public are going to be the ones to determine whether or not we're doing a good job. I mean, the security forces. It's not, you know, the security personnel coming on TV and, you know, saying they're doing a good job. That's not how you determine who's doing a good job or not. It's the public. So when the poll comes out, we're going to see. But I think that we are trying. We're working, the police and the army, they're doing a good job. But I think they need a lot more help. I think there's got to be some kind of a synergy. So I wanted to talk about my area of expertise.
Go ahead.
You know, like I talked earlier in the program, there are 4 aspects of this problem. There's a solution. There's going to be an economic solution. There should be a legal solution, political solution, and the military solution. Now I'm going to talk about the military solution, the military intelligence. That's MI. That's my area, my field of expertise. As a former U.S. Army military intelligence officer, I do have a lot of experience in this area. We in the United States, we've fought a lot of wars in the past, and we've learned from our wars we fought. So I'm coming to Nigeria, bringing certain type of expertise here. So we must learn to think like terrorists.
Think like them? Think
Yes.
like the bad guys?
Yes, we have to think like the bad guys. We must understand that a terrorist is willing to murder innocent citizens and is willing to die for what he or she believes in. And doing nothing is easy, but change is hard. It's only when we demand a solution that there's no cost. So.
But the kind of approach you've seen the security forces here carry out,
Yeah.
you think they're addressing the fundamental problems, or paper never cracks?
They are addressing the fundamental problems, but again, they need help. What we need is efficiency and effectiveness in our security. That's number 1. Number 2, we need to partner with some of the Nigerians in the diaspora, for example, those that work in the CIA, FBI, and U.S. military intelligence, British military intelligence. These Nigerians, like I told you in the program before, that they are willing to come back to Nigeria to work with us to solve this problem. But we find out that when we come home, we face a lot of discrimination from, you know, our fellow security forces here. Some of them are angry that we left. We went to U.S. to learn more. Some are like, why did you leave? You know, that's not the point. We're here to protect the citizens of Nigeria. And all these things are happening every day. We have a wealth of information that they need. So what we need to do is to come together and work together, help bring these guys back here and give them a certain type of support. The federal government is not giving us any support when we come back. I think that is a key area to look into.
Yeah, but have you've reached out to the authorities and they
you know,
blatantly rebuffed it?
We've reached out to some of the authorities, but you know, there's a lot of politics here as well. I'm doing fine. I'm doing you know, security trainings for private companies. We're doing security awareness trainings for private companies here in Nigeria. So yeah, you can take care of our families that way. But we do have a lot of knowledge that we want to help. We really want to help solve this security problem.
Well, I think that's the whole essence while we're talking about this. When we talk about intelligence gathering, I remember the other time we talked about intelligence gathering, and my colleague Nyota asked the force PRO Frank about the spread in terms of intelligence gathering. But as a people, how can they also volunteer information? How can they also gather information for the security operatives?
Well, it's difficult to do that. One, because the public is not yet feeling the security forces. The public don't trust them. That is one of the problems. You have to have a partnership with the public. But right now, the public is afraid of the police. They are afraid of a lot of. Now, the new IG is doing a great job by trying to bring the public and the police together. I see a lot of police officers now being a little bit more friendly with the public. They're not harassing them like they used to in the past. I've also seen the IG, employ a couple of things that will help the police deal with some of these problems. Now, the first problem is not training. Yeah, you can train anybody. The problem is, who are you training? That is the question. Who are you training? You can do all the training you want in the world, but if you're training the wrong person, if you're training a Boko Haram sympathizer, you're not going to help. It's not going to help you. The morale of the security agencies is low. They're not being paid very well. I mean, the kind of pay, if you look at the kind of pay, no one will be a patriot in this type of system. So how are you going to fight terrorism when the people that you're asking to go do that, you're not paying them well? So that is a major problem that needs to be looked at. If they're not getting paid well, then they will leak information to all these other people out there.
Who possibly might pay for the information?
Yeah, all these terrorists can just come in and just pay for that, and boom, and they get what they want. In intelligence, intelligence has to move with the speed of light. If it's not moving with the speed of light, then we're not being efficient and we're not being effective. Most of these security agencies are not communicating very well. To communicate very well takes a lot of experience. It takes a lot of knowledge. It takes a lot of dedication.
What kind of communication? To the public or within themselves?
Within themselves. You know, prevention is better than cure. We should not be looking at after the problem. The other guy that was before me was talking about, in other countries, they go through this. Spare me, we don't. You learn from your mistakes. The issue is we need to learn how to prevent terrorism before it actually happens. If these Boko Haram terrorists go to the stores to buy the equipment they need, buy some of the products they need, by the time they're paying for those products they need to make an IED, the security forces are already waiting for him at the door. They say, hey, where are you going with that? That is where that's the level we need to be at. We can't do medicine after death. So that's the area of intelligence that's very critical. And that's where we need people in the diaspora who work in the security agencies to come home.
You know, when we talk about gathering the information and you say, well, the people have this mistrust, but there must also be some kind of way we can also help, even though some people don't trust them, as you say. Yeah. That's just some. For those who still trust them, what can they do?
Okay, for those who trust them, I think the police and all the other security agencies need to always send out one phone number that is very familiar to every citizen in Nigeria. You know, if I go out there and ask, hey, what's the number to the police? They what? What are you talking about? They don't know who to call. So that's one area that we need to look at. You know, how do they communicate with the public? What do you need to give to the public so they could be able to come back to you? So if something happens out here now, nobody knows who to call.